Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to my studio. I'm not going to give you the full view because it's kind of a mess when artwork is in progress, but we just moved to St. Albert in August, and I'm setting up my studio still and trying to get it organized. Someday I'll show you, but today won't be the day. I thought I would just kind of give you an idea of what I've been working on and talk a little bit about the Christmas ornaments. These have been very popular over the last few years, and I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I'll show you those in a couple minutes. But first of all, this is what I currently have created in the past couple of days. From beginning to end, each ornament takes 45 minutes to an hour. So you've got about 15 hours of work that you see in front of you, give or take a little bit, because I've been doing this for a long time. So I can tend to get to them a little bit more quickly. And I'd like to talk a little bit about what alcohol ink is. So I've mentioned this to a number of artists that I've met here in St. Albert, and they'd never heard of it. So first of all, this little bottle, this is alcohol ink. So this is half of an ounce, and this little bottle costs in around $6 or $7. And if you're not very familiar with alcohol ink, it has a flow to it that has a mind of its own, so it can be very difficult to control. I like to paint these using the flow method, where I drop it on and I use an alcohol blending solution, and it allows it to flow around. And so what happens is the pigment in the alcohol ink uses the alcohol blending solution to flow. Then when the blending solution evaporates or dissipates, then you have the pigmented ink left. And that is why you have such beautiful, vibrant colors, because you've basically got pure pigment. Now, I use this little tiny brush to get a lot of my detail work, because like anything else, liquid, it flows. So if you want to get some small detail, you have to use a brush smaller than the detail that you're going for. So I'm going to talk a little bit more now about the ornaments I've made. So here is one I've taken out of the package, and you can see how it's beautiful. It looks like it's been marbleized. It almost has a watercolor type of effect to it, but very, very vibrant. So I have used 4 coats of a special spray that has to be used on inks. It can only use certain kinds of sprays that do not contain alcohol, because if you use sprays that have alcohol, it will reactivate the ink and bleed. So once I've done that and allowing dry time between each coat, then I will use a varnish or varathane. So I have used a very high quality varathane on this. Now they can still be scratched, as any other type of ornament could be, unless it's pretty much plastic wrapped. So you just have to be a little bit careful with it, and it is glass. So it is definitely a fine art type of ornament, but makes a beautiful gift. And for each ornament, they come in this little box, and I usually have these nice labels, but in packing, I'm not sure where I put them, so I will have to make up another label if I can't find them. And then they come with a little coordinated hook, so it can hang nicely with a matching hook. They are $15 each, and you can actually get 2 of them if you buy from me directly for $25. I will be sending some of these off to a few of the shops that will be taking my work, and they will be $15, but you will not get the 2 for $25 deal. They make beautiful gifts for teachers, or for your neighbor, or in a gift exchange. And yeah, so that's these ornaments. Now I'll talk a little bit about the other ones I have up here. These are brand new things I'm trying this year. These are actually plastic, and I've just been hand painting. Now there's a little bit of ink. The red hat is ink, and it looks like it's stained glass. It's see-through, and the little green pants are inked, and the rest is paint. It's acrylic paint. And then I have inside of it, I have little sparkles and a little bit of tinsel. Those ones are going to be $20 each. And they actually have a lot of work put into them as they're kind of my first ones. And I had to do a little bit of experimenting, but now I have a process going. And yeah, they're super cute. So a couple little gnomes here. This guy has ink for the glow of his lantern and his body, or his suit, I guess. And wearing little antlers. Now these two, I'm still working on actually, but they are done with acrylics. I'm going to leave them clear. But if you have somebody who is an avid gardener, they might like these. Or if you want to give them some forever flowers, they might like these as well. And these are plastic. So, you know, you can leave these out year round if you like. Of course, they're not Christmas oriented, but they are plastic, and these ones are large. I think they're about 4 inches. So I'll be having some of those as well. And they almost have a Métis flower look to them, but I like to make them nice and vibrant and fun. So that's what I've been doing. Oh, I got to show you this little guy. This is a little gnome in progress. So just sort of you can see what I'm doing here. This one has ink for the body, but it will need a couple of layers. You can see how see-through that ink is. Now the top is not as see-through, even though like his hat is actually inked, but it has gold in it, so it becomes a little bit more opaque. And then of course you see I have to do a little bit more layers. Now the one thing with ink is if you put acrylic over it, it does tend to bleed through because it is really powerful stuff. And so this little guy is a bit of a work in progress. And I always like to do custom stuff, and I'm having so much fun with the flowers that I think I'm going to be doing a spring line of ornaments this year or two. And you can actually buy some pretty little stands and just hang them up year round. So that's what I've been doing. I'll be posting these on my Dabble Diva Art Facebook page. And if you are interested, or you'd like to place an order or pass it on to your friends, that would be wonderful. Thanks for listening. See you guys. Merry Christmas.